Charlize Theron gave the performance of a lifetime as she totally transformed her physical appearance to portray the serial killer responsible for the death of 7 men in 1990. Theron gained 30 pounds, shaved her eyebrows, and wore prosthetic teeth and won Academy Award for Best Actress. Sean Penn was simply amazing as gay rights activist Harvey Milk in the biopic about the politician's life. Penn got Milk's style, his speech pattern, and passion perfectly. Penn's portrayal of Milk is considered one of his best roles to date. Director Spike Lee has said in many interviews that Denzel Washington simply captured Malcolm X far better than even he could have imagined. Washington looked the part, but most importantly he played Malcolm X with a humanity we rarely saw in real life. One of the most mesmerizing performances captured on film. De Niro at the height of his acting powers, the great actor put on weight, almost 60 pounds. He also put his body through rigorous boxing training to look like the disgraced boxer at his peak. De Niro gave one of his great performances in the black and white film captures the time brilliantly. It's incredible to think that any other actor could have pulled off Abraham Lincoln better than Daniel Day-Lewis. Well, Liam Neeson was initially attached to the role and studied Lincoln before he eventually left the project. Day-Lewis took the ball and ran with it, studying what little audio there is of Lincoln and adapting a Chicago accent. One of Streep's best roles, she took on all aspects of the hard-nosed conservative former British Prime Minister. Streep got the accent and mannerisms of the Iron Lady. Although the script might not have been the best, Streep was flawless. Michael Douglas is an amazing actor, and after coming back from a serious battle with throat cancer he was sensational in the role of Liberace. Douglas was offered the role as far back as 2000, but finding the right story took its time, and when the production did, Douglas brought his A-game. To play the legendary English writer, Ralph Fiennes, got every last detail he could to look the part. The wardrobe was effective, his hair was perfectly placed, and Fiennes had the right height. One can say he pulled it off nicely. It's never easy to take on the role of an icon, and Naomi Watts had the challenge of playing Lady Di, and she nailed it right down to her mannerisms and speech pattern. Unfortunately, the film was panned by critics. Colin Firth did an amazing job as King George, capturing his speech impediment and training with a dialogue coach. Firth also prepared by watching actual archive footage of King George speaking, which helped in his preparation for the role. Another role this actress was born to play. Salma Hayek lobbied for years to play Frida, and she finally did in 2002. Hayek was able to shed her bombshell aura and capture the tormented Mexican artist in a film which earned her high critical acclaim. Val Kilmer became Jim Morrison in the biopic about the lead singer of The Doors. Many critics have said it is Kilmer's best role. Kilmer did not disappoint in playing the troubled singer and adapted many of the mannerisms of the rock icon. It's not too often the actor gets a chance to meet the person he is going to play, but Morgan Freeman did meet Nelson Mandela and later played him in 2009 in the movie Invictus. Is there really another actor who could have played Mandela better than Freeman? Michelle Williams is one of the best actresses of this generation, and she had the difficult task of portraying one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, Marilyn Monroe. She was the director's and producer's only choice for the role, and she simply embodied Monroe and nailed the performance. Fox was simply stunning as the highly skilled musician. Fox was able to capture Charles's speech pattern, his movements, and when he sang, he came very close to equally his voice. It is one of Jamie Foxx's most flawless and career-making performances. For all the slack Kutcher gets as an actor, he did an amazing job playing the technological icon Steve Jobs in 2013. Unfortunately, the film was panned by critics. It was a box office flop as few took Kutcher's performance seriously. Still, the actor went the extra mile and did everything he could to do as real a portrayal of Steve Jobs as he could. While Robert Downey Jr. may be Iron Man to a generation of younger movie fans, one cannot forget he is an incredibly gifted actor. Downey completely became Chaplin for the film about the great comedian's life. Downey Jr. prepared for months to get the character and movements that made Chaplin so great. It paid off as the movie was up for many awards. Gary Oldman has always been a chameleon. He has an incredible talent to become the characters he plays. In 1994 he took on the role of none other than Ludwig van Beethoven in Immortal Beloved. He just looked the part right down to Beethoven's penetrating stare. In 2007, an adventure film called Into the Wild was released and Emile Hirsch took on the role of real-life anti-establishment, free spirit, Christopher McCandless. The change in look for Hirsch was impressive as he portrayed McCandless as he trekked from continental America to Alaska. His body changed as McCandless met his fate in the isolated area in Alaska where he was staying. J-Lo played the Tex-Mex singer in a 1997 biopic. Lopez truly looked the part as she was able to sing, move, and capture the essence of Selena. Since then, there have been other miniseries and biopics about Selena, but none of the actresses ever truly got the role right like Jennifer Lopez. Jeffrey Rush was just ecstatic to play the great comedian actor Peter Sellers in this 2004 biopic. Rush impersonated many of the characters Sellers played in his career, and so he jumped on the opportunity to do the movie. While the movie did not wow critics, Rush's performance was one of the highlights of the movie. Johnny Depp literally transformed himself to look exactly like Irish-American gangster James Whitey Bulger. He was extremely intimidating in playing the gangster convicted of 19 murders. Depp received huge critical acclaim for his portrayal of Bulger, and it has been called one of his best roles. Maybe no one was born for a role than Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon. Both comic icons share the same birthday. Carrey was so into his role as Kaufman that he stayed in character during the whole production. This rubbed many people the wrong way as he would not let up, but we won't hold him to that. He played the part perfectly. Meryl Streep might be the greatest actress of all time. She has embodied roles like no other actress in the world. It won't be the last time she is on the list. In this case, she played the role of Julia Child, the famous American cooking teacher, author, and television personality. While not exactly a biopic, by more of the personas that Dylan took on during his career, Cate Blanchett is incredible as the musician during the 1960s. While Blanchett plays a character that represents Dylan, her appearance is almost uncanny.